In 2017, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act quietly reshaped tax planning for anyone living in a high-tax state. It put a hard $10,000 ceiling on the state and local tax deduction, known as SALT, that individuals could claim on their federal return. In this section, we will look at exactly how that cap hits high earners, and then walk through the workaround states built to soften the blow, called the Pass-Through Entity Tax Election, or PTET. Before 2017, individuals could deduct the full amount of state and local taxes they paid on their federal Schedule A, with no dollar limit at all. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act changed that by capping the SALT deduction at $10,000 per return, or $5,000 if a married couple files separately. That number does not move regardless of how much someone actually pays in state income tax, property tax, or local tax. Consider a California resident who pays $60,000 in state income tax in a given year. Before the cap, that entire $60,000 was deductible on Schedule A, and at a 37% marginal federal rate, that produced $22,200 in federal tax savings. After the cap, only $10,000 of that $60,000 is deductible, which drops the federal benefit to just $3,700. That is an $18,500 loss in federal tax savings from one rule change alone. This is not just a California story. A New York resident paying $80,000 in combined state and local tax runs into the exact same $10,000 ceiling, losing an enormous share of what used to be deductible. And the cap has a second sting built into it. It applies at exactly $10,000 whether a return is filed by a single person or by a married couple filing jointly. A married couple gets no more SALT deduction than a single filer gets, which lands especially hard on dual-income households in expensive states. Faced with residents losing thousands of dollars in federal deductions, many states responded with their own legislative fix. That fix is called the Pass-Through Entity Tax Election, or PTET, and it changes who technically pays the state tax bill. A PTET election lets a pass-through entity, meaning a partnership, an S-corporation, or an LLC, pay the state income tax itself, at the entity level, instead of leaving that tax obligation with the individual owners. Because the entity is now the one writing the check to the state, that payment becomes a business deduction on the entity's own books rather than a personal SALT deduction on an owner's individual return. A business deduction is not subject to the $10,000 individual cap at all, so this completely bypasses it. Let's walk through actual numbers. Picture a partnership with $1 million of income, split evenly between two partners who each own 50%, doing business in New York. Without a PTET election, each partner personally pays $50,000 of New York state tax on their $500,000 share of income, but each partner can only deduct $10,000 of that on their federal return. That is a loss of $40,000 in deductibility per partner, or $80,000 lost between the two of them. Run the same $100,000 through as a business deduction instead, at that same 37% marginal rate, and the partnership saves $37,000 in federal tax, compared to just $7,400 without the election. And because each partner still receives a $50,000 New York PTET credit to offset their own individual New York tax liability, no income gets taxed twice. Put it all together, and the election produces roughly $29,600 in additional federal tax savings compared to not making it. That is the entire workaround in one sentence. Everything else, the credits, the timing, the state-by-state variation, sits on top of this one structural move. One thing worth planning around. A PTET election is not a set-it-and-forget-it decision. It has to be made fresh every single year, and every state that offers the election sets its own rules for when and how that election gets made. Many states put the deadline early in the calendar year, and some also require estimated tax payments to be made during the year to stay eligible for the election at all. Missing a state's window can mean losing this entire workaround for that tax year, with no way to go back and claim it retroactively. The IRS itself confirmed that this workaround holds up. In Notice 2020-75, the IRS stated that state income tax paid by a pass-through entity is deductible by the entity as a business expense, without being subject to the individual SALT cap at all. That guidance is exactly why PTET elections have become one of the most valuable annual state tax planning decisions available to high-income pass-through business owners today. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act capped the individual SALT deduction at $10,000, $5,000 for married filing separately, and that cap does not scale up for higher earners, higher tax states, or joint filers. Pass-through entity tax elections let a partnership, S-corporation, or LLC pay that state tax itself, converting it into a fully deductible business expense that never touches the individual cap. Owners still get credited for their share, so nothing is taxed twice, but a PTET election has to be made fresh every year, and states set their own early deadlines and estimated payment rules. The IRS confirmed this deductibility in Notice 2020-75, which is why PTET has become one of the most valuable annual planning decisions for high-income pass-through owners.